Pretty good audition, right? I think I'm gonna be awesome. Oh. Mr. C, WunderSTEM Hotline, how may I help you? Oh, hi. Yep. I'm actually gonna submit an audition for a theater production. Hairspray. Yes, I know, it's so much work. I do, I know the perfect person. Yep, you can hop online and watch it afterwards. All right, take care. Bye. That was Roberta, and Roberta loves theater stuff. And she was wondering, who does all the work to prepare for a show when a big Broadway production's coming into a theater? Well, I know the perfect person. Her name is Janice Potter, and she's the technical director and program manager for Dayton Live. In fact, I do productions at Dayton Live too, but nothing as big as she works on each and every day at the Schuster Center. Let's go over and check it out.
My name is Janice Potter. I am Technical Director and Production Manager for Dayton Live, and I have been working here at Dayton Live for 7 years. So here at Dayton Live, most of the shows are touring and come into our spaces. So I work with the shows long before they get to our buildings, to our theaters, to find out what their technical needs are before they get here, to make sure we are prepared and we have everything they need. We're ready for them when they get here. I get all the information from the show before they get here, and then I talk to my team, my crew, about what the specific needs are from the show. And then I can talk to my sound guy about what specific speakers or microphones or sound equipment they need. And I will talk to our house electrician about specific lighting needs or lighting equipment that they'll need once they get here. And we work through all of those things long before they get here to make sure we have what they need when they arrive.
Insert dramatic music right now.
The orchestra pit is the area where the orchestra performs a lot of times during Broadway shows. So the orchestra pit sits below the stage, but where you can still see it from the audience, and you can hear all the music coming from the orchestra pit. Here at the Schuster Center, we have a spiral lift, which is several columns that are made out of stainless steel bands. Each column has a vertical steel band and a horizontal steel band, and when they're flat, they kind of just coil up in the bottom, but the drum turns the steel bands so they fit together into kind of a giant slinky that can be a supportive column.
That's really cool. Oh, can we go down there?
Yeah.
It's probably like a maze down here.
It kind of is. So you can see the vertical pieces are down there, just like they're hanging like a slinky. Me and Mr. C are gonna ride the Broadway pit up.
This is so cool. You can see all of these amazing gadgets all around me. And now we're gonna get to ride back up to the stage, the grand entrance.
We're ready, Kim.
How many times do you ride this in a year?
Oh, 50 maybe?
Really? That's it?
Yeah, not too many. But they take it up and down constantly. You know, anytime we're changing the seat configurations or putting a band in the pit or any of that stuff.
Wait, is this where the band sits?
Yes. Yes. So when we have a Broadway show, they'll be in this, and then the floor that we're standing on will be level with this, and it'll be just this little area.
Oh, that was amazing. Seriously, don't you feel like a super, like.
Yes, absolutely.
And then you walk into this. I mean, look at, like, what is this up here? These stars are, what do they represent?
They are supposed to be the constellation the night the Wright brothers took their first flight.
Okay, so like I'm here in Dayton, Ohio, I'm looking up and this is what they're seeing in the sky.
Correct, yes.
Yeah, it's amazing. And this place seats what, like 2,300 people?
Correct, yes.
There's not a bad view in the house.
No, there's not. Every seat is a good seat.
And I think we're gonna be able to go up there and take a peek at those lights, maybe?
Absolutely.
All right, let's
do
head
it.
up there. That's awesome.
Lighting is really important in theater. We have lights in the house for safety. The audience members can move in and out of the theater safely. And then we have lights on stage that are a huge part of the show. So not only do the actors and actresses need the lights to perform, but a lot of the artistic parts of the show involve the lighting. Some of our crew members are follow spot operators, and they'll operate a spotlight from the spot booth to follow the performers on stage. They receive cues through their headsets on where they're going to pick up someone on stage, or what color the lighting should be, or where to move the spotlight at a specific time.
So what is that color? Is that just clear?
This is probably just a frost or diffusion.
So it's not so harsh.
So, yeah,
And then that sits right on here and it just...
in each one of those. These lights we would just focus before the show, and then the board op would control them. Just like turn them on or turn them off or adjust their intensity.
So this, I know when we came in earlier, this was on the stage when it was dark. Tell us, what is this thing and what's it all about?
So this is a ghost light. So the ghost light pays homage to anyone who's ever performed on our stage. It's kind of like a way to remember anyone who's been on our stage before. But in addition to that, it's always a good thing to have a light on stage because you never know what could be on the stage. There could be steps, or way back when they used to have traps in the floor so people could come up from the floor, and there might be a hole in the floor, or there might be something that you might trip over. So it's just always good to have a little bit of light on stage if somebody walks on so that they're not getting hurt.
So safety.
Correct.
Okay.
Yes.
Safety light, but we call it a ghost light. Kind of makes you think like eerie, spooky stuff. I mean,
Yeah, well, most theaters have a little bit of history, so sometimes we're paying homage to the ghost in the theater,
okay, cool.
but none so far here at the Schuster.
Burn bright, my light. Burn bright.
When I was in high school, I really wanted to be an engineer, and I loved thinking about things like how they were built and how they were made. But I also enjoyed acting on stage a little bit. That was a long time ago. I don't do any of that anymore, but I enjoyed theater. While I was in high school, I got the opportunity to build some sets and realized that there was something about theater that wasn't just acting, just performing, but actually building the scenery and putting things together and making them all work and fit together backstage. So I went to Wright State and I took a couple theater classes and realized that I could major in design and technology with a concentration in technical direction. I don't have all the answers, but I always know who to go to. So on my team, everyone has a specialty. So if I have an issue with lighting, I can go to the house electrician, and he knows exactly what we need to solve that problem. If I have an issue with the scenery or the curtains, I can go to our house carpenter, and she can tell us exactly what we need to solve that problem. So I don't have all the answers, but I can always find someone who can help us solve the problem. So this is the fly rail.
That's huge. That is so tall.
Yeah, the grid is 91 feet off the stage floor. So and the grid is where all the pulleys are.
Okay.
So these ropes go up 91 feet and come back down. The fly rail is all of the ropes on the side of the theater that control all of the battens over stage. So the battens over stage are pipes that run the width of the stage all the way up and down. Every 6 inches, there's a pipe over the stage. We call it a fly rail so that scenery, lighting, sound equipment can fly in and out on stage. Each one of those pipes can hold lighting, scenery, curtains, sound equipment, whatever a show needs. In order to make those pieces of scenery or lighting fly up and down, we put an equal amount of weight on the arbor. The arbor is what holds all of the counterweight. So depending on whatever we put on a pipe, however much that weighs is how much weight we put on the arbor. So if we hang a piece of scenery that weighs 500 pounds, we can put 500 pounds of weight on the arbor so that they balance out. This part is the arbor that holds all of the weight. The yellow is the weight that equals out to the pipes themselves, so that's how much the pipe weighs. But anything that is on the pipe, we will add that much weight on top of those weights. Once the system is balanced, so that the arbor weighs the same as whatever is on the pipe, then we can move the scenery up and down easily with a rope.
So here's a great example. What is this one? Does this have weights on it?
Yes, so on this batten, there is a large black curtain. So it weighs as much as all of these weights.
And so right now this is balanced.
Correct. The hardest part of my job is leaving. I love this place more than anything, and I love what I do, so it's hard for me to get away. I would tell 10-year-old Janice, who wanted to be an engineer, that even though I work in theater now, I get to do all of the technical parts of being an engineer, like figuring out what is best for the show, but I also get to work in the arts and work with amazing performers.
What an amazing career. A technical director, Janice does everything at that theater, and she understands all the components to make sure everything's working properly for a production when they arrive at her theater. And that stage, going down the pit and being able to see the orchestra pit and being able to see the columns that actually lift the pit up, how amazing was that? There are so many cool things in that theater that allow her to do amazing STEM each and every day. And it has me wondering. Could you see yourself being a technical director for a theater and doing all of those amazing things with lights, the stage, the fly rail, the orchestra pit, the spotlights? All of those things are wonderful. So cool. And I'm wondering, are you going to join us for another episode of WunderSTEM in the future? I figured I need to get back to practicing my lines for my audition. See you later. To wonder or not to wonder? That is the question.